What is up, you guys? I am so sick and tired of hearing I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to look too bulky, or I build muscle really fast, or I'm afraid I'm gonna look like a man if I lift, or I don't want to look overly muscular. And I definitely had to do a diet myth busting series on all of this because I'm kind of sick and tired of hearing it. And there are some really important things you're missing out on if you're not lifting. I'm gonna let you guys know today. So first things first, for those of you guys who don't know me, what's up? Welcome. I'm Brit, your body goal specialist and transformation coach. You can check out more of my information on my Instagram profile at Brit Inez Rand, across all social media if you're interested in a little bit more about what I do. But essentially, I take women from feeling just really unhappy with where they are, with their bodies, with how they feel about themselves, with how they feel about how they look, to loving how they look and feel, getting them in the best shape of their life as possible, okay? So that's a little bit about what I do. And I have been lifting for quite some time now, okay? I also am a competitor. I compete in figure competitions. You can see some of my pictures right there. So I know a thing or two about lifting. I know a thing or two about building muscle, and I can guarantee you 100% that it did not take overnight for me to get to where you guys see that I am right now today. And a lot of women that I work with when I first meet them, or even as women I see in the gym, often tell me things like, well, I was trying to stay away from the weights because I'm afraid I'm gonna bulk up, or I'm afraid I'm gonna get too muscular, right? And I'm not saying you have to look like me. I'm not saying you have to look like anything close to what I have, but you definitely need to lift weights if your goals include wanting to tone up and wanting to get in better shape, okay? So kind of let me know if you've ever kind of thought that before, if you've been kind of like shy about lifting weights, and maybe you've been shy about kind of like lifting heavier, because I'm gonna talk to you about all that today. So first thing is this: it takes you years, okay? Years to get to the point where you are gonna build enough muscle to where you feel like you're gonna look overly muscular, right? Or too much muscle. It just takes years for that, especially for women, okay? It is not an overnight process. It's not gonna happen by you going and lifting weights for 90 days. It's not gonna happen by you lifting weights for a year. It's just not gonna happen that way, okay? Because it takes time for your body to really build muscle, all right? So first things first, take it out your head right now. The second thing too is this: in order for you to build muscle like that, like the muscle you're talking about not wanting to have, you have to eat a certain way, okay? And I'm 99.9% sure that you are not eating to support muscle building, okay? So even if, let's just say you were lifting heavy in the gym, you were doing all this, you were doing all that, your diet isn't probably where it needs to be in order for you to even build the muscle that you need to build, okay? So just off of those two things alone, you really shouldn't worry about lifting weights because you don't want to look overly muscular. Because for so many of you, when I hear you guys say things like, hey, you know what, I want to have more toned arms, I want to have a flatter stomach, maybe some nice lines and definition, I want to be able to see like some definition in my legs a little bit. Guess what that is? That's muscle, okay? Yeah, you gotta lose the weight, you gotta lose the fat to reveal it, but underneath all that, that toned look you're talking about, that comes from when you have muscle mass underneath there, right? And you can't build muscle mass without lifting. And you definitely aren't gonna do it lifting these the cute little like 2 and 3 pound, you know, dumbbells that they got, little plastic ones, okay? Because I've been there before too, where actually I didn't lift upper body for like a couple of years, really. So when I got started, I couldn't lift what I lift now. I couldn't lift even like an eighth of what I lift right now. So I've been there before where I had to like use the lighter weights because that's all I could really use, right, with good form. But in order for me to continue to grow and to have the definition that I have and to build, you have to be able to lift heavier. You have to push yourself there in that regard, okay? I guarantee you, you're not gonna bulk up overnight. You're not gonna blow up overnight, okay? So let that let that just go. Because I worked with so many women who have seen such a tremendous difference in their bodies once they started doing the weightlifting. And a lot of you guys tend to feel like, oh, you know what? I just wanna get in shape, so I'm gonna do some more cardio, right? Well, here's the thing with cardio. Yes, you'll lose fat, but if all you do is cardio, you'll lose fat, yes, but you're gonna have kind of like, you're just gonna look a little soft, right? So you ever seen someone like lose a bunch of weight and they kind of have like that kind of like skinny fat appearance, or they have like, they're just kind of like, they're just soft, right? There's really no, you can't really see anything. You're just a smaller version of what you were, right? But when you talk about wanting to have things like, for guys, if you want to have, you want to have a bigger chest, you want to be able to see your shoulders. For women, if you want to have, toned arms, you want to have toned thighs, you have to build muscle to do that, okay? Cardio alone is not going to do that. Muscle is what creates shape, okay? Not cardio. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing it. And when you are doing it, you have to really push yourself, because I had this conversation before with clients. If you're not pushing yourself, your body's not going to change, right? It's like with anything, like you grow through pushing yourself, through challenging yourself. So it's not going to happen if you're lifting scared, or you're lifting with the intention of, oh, I don't want to get too big, so let me just kind of go do a little bit here. Well, guess what? Eventually, your body's going to stop responding, okay? And the big thing too with lifting, I 100% think is amazing for your mental space, okay? I know some people talk about like getting that runner's high when they're doing cardio. That's never really been my experience with cardio or with anything like that. But it's just something with seeing your body get stronger and seeing you be able to get stronger. You feel more confident. Lifting also is going to help you have better posture, right? Because you're working so many muscle groups at a time during your lifts, so your posture is going to improve. You're going to be able to be stronger in your daily activities with what you're doing, right? So it's a win-win across the board. You're going to tighten up much faster than you would if you were just doing cardio alone. And on top of that, you're going to accelerate your fat loss results. So you really have nothing to lose by getting in there and lifting some weight. All right, you guys, I'll see you guys all in the next video.